Hello, guys, and welcome back to the channel. England are into the quarter-final for the second World Cup in a row. Last time being Russia, this time being in Qatar. Maybe we need to play in more controversial countries in future because, my God, we made it look easy. We beat Senegal 3-0, and, well, I said made it look easy. The first half wasn't so easy. The second half was very comfortable. Felt like the Iran game. I will be discussing these points and points in future for England football, Premier League in general. So if you haven't already, you might hear a click there. Please go and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate all the subscriptions I've been getting. Just made it over 100 right now. So, it's looking all right. That was the aim before the end of the year, and I've seemed to have done that. So, do appreciate all the love and likes and comments that I've been getting as well. So, if you haven't already, go and subscribe. But England, of course, have won 3-0, like I just said, against Senegal. Let's have a look at the team right now. You hear another click. Jordan Pickford in net, obviously. Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, John Stones, Kyle Walker. Interesting, Kyle Walker there. I think Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Jordan Henderson, another interesting one there. We'll discuss that in a second. Phil Foden, Harry Kane, and Bukayo Saka. So that is the England team. Obviously, the Senegal team I'm not too familiar with. I know a few of them from playing in England, like the likes of Ismail Assar, Boulaye Dyer plays for Villarreal, Ilman Ndiaye plays for Sheffield United. They did have a couple of players out, obviously. The two centre mids were a big loss for them, as well as obviously Sadio Mane. But so in terms of getting to the knockout stages, they've done themselves proud. You think that that's probably about what they can get to. I think that's probably their level, isn't it? Obviously, winning AFCON and the last and making it past Mo Salah's Egypt as well. So hats off to Senegal. But England aren't here to mess around. It seems like they beat Senegal 3-0. And like I said, the first half was a bit cagey, bit worried about how England were playing. Obviously, the back of what happened essentially was that with the defense going dropping so deep and the attack with Saka and Foden going pushing forward so far. I know Harry Kane isn't that type of player, but with them two pushing so far, it meant that the midfield three of like you see here, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, and Jordan Henderson, they were stretched so much. You'd say maybe the back four is where the back four is right now, and the front three were pretty much in the centre mids, defensive mids region for them. So there was a good 50, 60 yards for them midfield three. And yeah, it did show. I think that Senegal grew into the game slowly. England did have a good opening 15 minutes, a good opening to a World Cup knockout game. You're not going to score as many as you did against Iran or against Wales. And even against Wales, we struggled, let's be honest. I didn't do a review because I was away, but I think that we did struggle in that first 20 minutes as well against them. And like the Wales game, which is sort of had its similar vibes, didn't it? I think once Senegal got forward and tried to get a bit more confident with how they played, they allowed England to get into those gaps. They allowed England to find the gaps in the defence, which ultimately Senegal needed to go out and get because it's not the group stage, is it? They have to go out and win. And I think that's how England wanted to play. I think that people got worried in the first half an hour because it was so cagey and we weren't performing that well. But I think that this was part of the plan. I think that Southgate knew that they needed to go forward, and we have good enough in our armory with Saka and Foden or Grealish or Rashford or Kane or Wilson or Conor Gallagher or Madison. We got so many. We got a glut of players on the bench on the pitch that can go out and basically annihilate this defense. And I think that they were so clinical, and especially the first goal, and with all them players, two of the players that weren't included were included in this goal. With Jude Bellingham going forward, what a player, by the way. At 19 years old to perform the way he is, acting the most mature on the pitch as well. It shows his price tag has gone up twice and tenfold in the last 3 weeks, hasn't it? But obviously he crossed it in for what seems to be like his future Liverpool partner, Jordan Henderson, with the goal. I'm pleased he got it because obviously he's had his critics recently. I'm not sure why. I think that obviously because maybe he plays a bit more of a conservative play, a bit more of a defensive minded midfielder in terms of passing as well. It doesn't look as friendly, doesn't look as attractive. And I think it looks as negative to people like me and you, doesn't it? I think you and I, like, bad English, isn't there? Within England top, obviously. My gammon thought there, wasn't it? I think that it's pleasing that he got his goal. I think he's silenced his critics just for now. I think that he probably was man of the match in this game, and he ran himself ragged. That's what Henderson's known for. But obviously, gets the goal. You can see his emotion when he got the goal as well. Obviously, you've scored a World Cup goal. You've got more World Cup knockout goals than Cristiano Ronaldo now. You know, it's a great feat to have. It's a great record to have, and I'm sure Ronaldo probably will score today when when I'm recording this. But like I said for the first goal, the second goal was just as clinical, and obviously Harry Kane, he's going to score. I wasn't doubting him for a second when he got through on goal. I knew that would be a goal, and yeah, I think that sort of killed the game off a little bit. They tried to make a couple of subs in the second half. At halftime, didn't really do much in terms of how they performed. I think that we nullified the game well, especially with the little Saka dink. Foden doing well once again. He's finally showing his credibility in this England team. I think he's showing his worthwhile to have in that starting lineup, and he's showing his Man City form, which is what we want as an England nation, isn't it? I think an England nation, it's just a nation, isn't it? But ultimately, I think it's the perfect game for England. We've made it look easy, which is something we've not said in the past 20 years. And I think that I'm looking forward to the next game against France. Obviously, it's a different kettle of fish. I think that, I mean, it's France, isn't it? They're going to be one of the favourites. I don't know why they weren't favourites at the start, maybe because of injuries for Pogba and Kante, but they're looking like they've not really got into to proper gear yet. I don't think they've gone to third or fourth gear. I think the Tunisia game, they played the second team and they weren't really bothered. Um, but will this England team show the credibility on the counter that we did against Senegal? I hope so. I think that's the way to play against France. I don't think we can go man for man against them because they are ultimately a slightly better team than us. Tushmeni in the midfield, especially, is a wonderful player. And it goes without said. Mbappe, Griezmann, and Dembele with Giroud up top. Thank God Benzema's not around, but Giroud's still picking up his goals. He got one a couple of nights ago. He's got three already. He's the France top goal scorer, isn't he? He's credible. I think that Harry Maguire is showing that he is getting back to his form again. Not too sure why he isn't doing that for United, but every time for England, he's showing it. There was a couple of scares, weren't there, in the first half? I think Senegal could have got a penalty, could have got a goal. Um, you've seen less given, to be honest with you, in this World Cup, especially. I think that overall, though, we deserve the win. Do we believe that we're going to win the whole thing? I'm not too sure. I want to as a fan, but in my head is not saying that. I think that there are too many teams that are better than us, Brazil and France mainly. Um, we beat France and it's on, isn't it? I think that we are going to be, if not the favourite, second favourite, aren't we, for the title? But if you haven't already, please can you go and subscribe to the channel, like I just said. What was your thoughts on the England game? Do you think that we deserved the win? Do you think that Senegal deserved a goal or a penalty, like I just said? Interestingly enough, as well, I did put a little bet on, and I put offsides +3, and there was no offsides in the game. I've never seen that in my life, so that's a little fact, I suppose. um, Please go and like the video, comment below, share it around it to whoever you want. If you want to hear a Northern man mumble, but obviously, I've got my new webcam, got my new lights. My mouse isn't currently working, so that's why you heard a couple of clicks then. And I will see you guys soon. So peace out, guys, and yeah, have a good day.